London's first Jewish community centre is opening today with the aim of uniting the disparate Jewish community. The £50 million JW3 Centre will host thousands of cultural and artistic events, from kosher cooking classes to evenings with Kevin Spacey. Our religious correspondent Robert Piggott is there for us. Robert.
Yes, Maxine. Well, JW3 is an answer to a problem in the Jewish community. The numbers of Jews in Britain have fallen by getting on for half since the Second World War, and also the community has become somewhat fragmented too. Now, JW3 attempts to bring Jews together of different sorts, but it also reminds secular Jews in particular of the cultural traditions that make them Jewish, in a hope of preventing them from seeping away from the community. Well, it's an amazing, impressive building. This is the youth centre here, and 1,300 separate events are planned for the first 3 months alone. Among them, a very Jewish in origin and history martial art called Krav Maga. And the teacher today in Krav Maga is Mark Knorr, if I can just bring you away. Mark, what are the origins and history of this martial art?
Krav Maga has its origins, funnily enough, in Bratislava in the 1930s, when a young man called Emil Lichtenfeld was helping organise the Jewish community against attacks from right-wing militia. He had a background in various martial arts, assembled something to help communities protect themselves, found themselves in what is now the State of Israel, where he started training the Haganah, that became the Israeli Defense Force. 20 years in the Israeli Defense Force, and Krav Maga was the system of self-defense of the Israeli Defense Force.
Now, this is a very interesting thing for JW3, very typical of this place, isn't it? It doesn't have any religious significances, but it's very much a Jewish practice, and it's acting as a shop window of Jewishness, if you like, Jewish life, to the outside world.
It is. Krav Maga has become very popular in the last 5, 10, 15 years, and many of our students we've found are not Jewish at all, have no Jewish links or background, but they're very attracted by the idea of a practical and very effective system of self-defense that just happens to have its origins in Israel.
And this centre is going to open that up to people. They're non-Jews signing up to your classes, are there, in the months ahead?
We've had many bookings already for courses that start this week, and I imagine, looking at the names, that most people are not from a Jewish background.
And is there a practical benefit to Krav Maga?
It's a huge practical benefit. First and foremost, it's a system of self-defense, very effective at helping people defend themselves in the street. It helps with self-confidence, and it also helps with fitness, because it helps to be fit to defend yourself.
Now, London isn't entirely free of crime, of course. Have you found a particular need here for certain types of defence?
London, unfortunately, isn't as safe as we'd all like it to be, and many of our students are motivated by the idea of being able to protect themselves in the street from the sorts of common attacks that they might experience, one of which I'll very happily show you if you want.
Well, knife crime is one that we keep hearing about. Is there a Krav Maga answer to that?
There is. So having its background in the military, Krav Maga has defences against all sorts of weapons. Knives are a common one, unfortunately, and that therefore is a very popular technique.
Talk us through that, Mark. You've got an assistant here.
Yes, so the technique that you'll see the instructors doing in the background is a defence against a circular attack, this kind of circular attack. Which could be a knife, it could be a bottle, it could be all kinds of weapons. Marcus will demonstrate the defence, and then we'll explain what we're doing. So if we break that down, first of all, a circular attack, he defends with his left arm while simultaneously punching me in the face. Then he goes to control me, knee me in a vulnerable area, and then take the knife off me using a very simple and effective technique.
It's almost dance, isn't it?
It's certainly balletic when done beautifully well.
But this is a bodily discipline as well as being a martial art, as well as being a form of self-defense.
It's a mental discipline, it's a physical discipline, and like so many other martial arts, has all the attendant benefits of that kind of thing.
Mark Knorr, thank you very much for talking us through it. Well, it's just one of the very many different sorts of Jewish events that will be taking place here at JW3 over the next 3 months and then on into future years. There'll be things like kosher cookery, there'll be Hebrew lettering, there'll even be henna body painting. I don't know if that might be one for you, Maxine.
Robert, thank you. I might pop down after I've finished. Thank you. Let's get